I'm reading our Voltron, Legendary Defender Shat. That when so on live stream because I'm bored and 2 people are just going to listen to me read it. But it's with Yaoi, Lemon, Smut, Nummies. Okay. Here's Matt and Shiro first time talking. I know, same here, person. Same here, offer. Little baby leaf, same here. Talk. There we go. Ah! What a load of bullshit. Shiro knew that he knew that when Matt invited him to talk, it meant many things, but talking wasn't one of them. He was a bit nervous, if we're being honest. Not because it was his first time or anything. He had sex before, just never with a boy. Okay, so maybe Matt was his first boyfriend. Surely didn't know what they were, to be honest. It caused him a bit of anxiety. But he didn't say anything. He had only had sex. Paper dinosaur? Oh, hi. Are you Matt? Or are you my daughter? Okay. Hi, Alex. Yes. I'm reading it. It's just the start of it. If you haven't heard the start, I'll restart this over. For you. Alex. And okay, let's not do that. I don't want to... Oh, shit. I don't know where the fuck I was anymore. Okay, yeah, okay. And he had only sex with girls. Up to the point, but it couldn't be that much different, right? Wrong, motherfucker! It's just different. Way, way fucking different. Damn it! I'm not gonna look at the comments. Matt's apartment was cute. It was painted a shade of extremely light yellow, almost like the color of a banana yogurt. He didn't get much of a chance to look at Matt's apartment, as if he was dragged through it by Matt, his tiny hands interlocked with Shiro's. Matt was excited. Many people wouldn't believe it, but he had quite a bit of a sexual powers. What? Why are you giving me that face? Why you give that face, Alex? I am noticing you, bitch. I am noticing you. I'm reading. You wanted to hear this. Not me. Oh, jeez. I'm going to still read. Sexual. However, most people saw him as an innocent and pure. But bitch, they were sadly mistaken. Matt enjoyed sex, but specifically he enjoyed foreplay. He enjoyed the feeling of toying with whoever he was with. I am! You keep her no- Jesus. I cannot read if I'm going to laugh at you guys. Okay, whew. Let's calm down and keep reading. Enjoying the feeling of toying with whoever he was with. Getting to be a perfect amount of co-instantly. He enjoyed it all. Shiro didn't know this. Boy, was he screwed. Eventually, Shiro found himself in Matt's bedroom. His and the other boys' dress shoes were shed on their walk to the bed. The college Matt was attending for engineering was holding some type of fancy dinner to honor the achievement of the brightest students. Matt was up for any reward for, well, Shiro really didn't know. He really wasn't paying attention. He was too busy focusing on Matt. Specifically, how great he looked in his dressing clothes. Hey, you two! Matt? Corny Keith? Keithy, do not make me laugh. Alex wants me to do. Well, Shiro didn't know. He really wasn't paying attention. He was too busy focusing on Matt. Specifically how great he looked in his dressing clothes. He was wearing a deep purple button-up shirt, a black bow tie on, and Shiro had a lot of feelings about Matt in a bow tie, many of them ending in a again me? Don't know what that means. Don't even get me started on how good he thought Matt looked in his dress pants. He was just glad Matt won so he could see him walk up there. However, he was far too much for someone to say any of those things. Oh, no, Lenny! Okay, I'm going back to break. Matt wasn't an idiot. He saw the way Shiro was looking at him. He made sure his face was just a little bit more when he went to get his award. This was always why he slipped his hand in Shiro's back pocket when they were walking in, and why he held Shiro's thigh under the table, moving up slowly until he was just a few centimeters from his target, and was called to accept his award. Needless to say, he was disappointed but he was a man on a mission. He was going to get some dick tonight. He was on top of Shiro, kissing him like the two of them had never kissed before. Matt was having a great time. However, he could tell Shiro was nervous. He couldn't figure out why, but then somewhere between sliding his tongue in the kiss and lacing his fingers into Shiro's hair, he remembered Matt was Shiro's first boyfriend. He pulled away to lean into Shiro's shirt. "I'll take it slow," he whispered, nibbling on Shiro's earlobe before getting up and walking over to the speaker in the corner of the room. Pulling his phone from his pocket, he plugged it in, and after some fiddling, he turned on what was labeled Matt's phone as his "Let's Do a Good Sex" playlist. Oh dear Lord Jesus. This is a fuck what? First song was on Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande, aka his #1 hoe jam. Mine as well. Okay. With the bow tie around his neck, and he slowly Menadrin back towards the bed. He managed to perfectly time out the time it took to take off and walk back to the bed, Shiro, and tucking his shirt, which shocked Shiro. He had seen Matt forgot how doorknobs work on Sundays. He had seen him do the elf finger trick for left and right on several occasions. He had never seen Matt be so smooth. Matt began to tantalizing unbutton his shirt, taking extra time. Extra time with every button. Slowly unveiling the pale skin that hid beneath his shirt, he watched his Shiro eyes grew more and more hungry with every button he did, making him only go slower. Shiro shook. He felt his dress bands growing tighter with every button. Matt felt it as well, both with Shiro and his own. Finally, Matt finished unbuttoning his shirt, and gracefully slid off his Alex's shoulders, might throwing it across the room. He then leaned down and began to do the same to Shiro, making direct eye contact as he kissed the skin that was revealed by button. Yes, nummies. Yes, nummies. Revealed by buttons. He then slowly undid his tie, making sure to take his dear sweet time, as it was going to drive Shiro crazy. It was driving Shiro crazy. He wanted nothing more than rip off all of his clothes as fast as possible and mindlessly fuck Matt against the wall. Gentleman or not, he still had desires, but this was Matt's show, and he was going to let him pick the pace, even if it drove him mad. Yeah, he's going bananas. Finally, the tie was off, and Shiro sat up so his shirt could be slid off. Matt marveled at Shiro's body. He looked good. He knew how much Shiro worked out, and man, was Matt a pure appreciate. Appreciate. I hate talking. Appreciating it. He leaned down and slowly kissed the top where his right arm should have contact to the shoulder. It was a birth defect, but Shiro was constantly made fun of it for it growing up, and it was a large insecurity for him. Oh, hi, daughter! For him. What is for his? He wiggled it uncomfortably for a second when Matt kissed it, but after shooting him a calm smile, Shiro relaxed, and Matt began to cover it in gentle kisses. Slowly he began to trail the kisses up to Shiro's collarbone. The gentle kisses turned into Matt giving Shiro a deep purple hickey that he would be very sad about it in the morning. However, it was very hard for Shiro to be upset with the noises he was making. He was shook. Did I mention that? He had no idea his little tiny dorky cries at rom-com's level sensitive boyfriend could make him feel like that. He was shook. He was going to make sure that Matt's neighbors knew that. Matt began to trail his tongue down Shiro's chest, making a beeline for his nipple, binding it softly, smiling trumply when Shiro arched his entire body in pleasure, then made a round path tongue to the boy's belt buckle. Harry began to slowly dance the finger of his one hand on Shiro's crotch, while he undid the belt with the other. Shiro withered in agony beneath the small, frail hand, wanting so much more contact and friction. Before Shiro could react, Man had pulled the belt off from Shiro's pants and quickly pounced, typing his one arm to the handboard. Yes. Rib Matt neighbors! Yes, Alex ripped them. He then shot Shiro a glance to make sure he was okay with this. When Shiro nodded, Matt kissed him gently and then leaned over to his ear again. "You're beautiful." He was beginning to slide down the other man's pants and underwear. At this point, all that was left on Shiro was his socks, and Matt had learned that there was no sexy way to take off socks, so he quickly just took both of theirs off at once and returned back to Shiro. He then took off his belt just as slow as he did the other man's and fondled it in his hands. He then turned Shiro slightly on his side and with a quick motion struck the bare flesh of Shiro's backside. Okay! Shiro moaned mildly, but also jumped. Matt was scared he had hurt him. "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have warned you. Was that too hard?" asked Matt, breaking character for just a second and returning a regular, everyday Matt. Shiro saw this as a chance. She quickly threw his legs up around Matt's, pulling him close enough to experience. "Don't stop," commanded Shiro, Matt becoming instantly turned on by the tone of his voice. Quickly, Matt ducked out of Shiro's leg and continued to spank him with the belt, Shiro moaning louder with every hit. Damn. Shiro's ass was beet red, with a line and a side bruise beginning to form before he finally told Matt to stop. Matt smiled and kissed the bruised area, before returning Shiro to his normal position and shimmying out of his pants and underwear. Yeah. Foreplay, damn. Shiro dick looked as if it was about to explode from pleasure. Oh, yes. And Matt felt proud. He couldn't believe how turned on Shiro was. It was always weird to him that cool, beautiful Shiro actually wanted to date him. It had been together for about 2 months, and it was still all fresh and weird to Matt. He still felt like a wrinkle in times happened in the coffee shop he met Shiro in. Like Shiro wasn't actually supposed to notice the dorky boy working on his chemistry homework, starting at the super hot barista. Fuck my wording. I mean, not reading stuff right. Shiro, behind the counter, like they should have been 2 ships passing the night. Just a late night fantasy for Matt. But this was no fantasy. It was all real. Shiro was really there. Name it. There in front of him, naked, looking as if he was going to lose it any second. and he sucked it. And that was just weird to him, but he loved it. He also loved the way Cheryl looked naked. It was absolutely gorgeous. His skin looked soft and warm beneath the lighting of the room. Like a part of Matt wanted to do nothing more than just hold him and melt into him. He could see all the muscle built up from how often he worked out. He wanted to do nothing more than to tell him that his efforts were noticed, but he decided to fuck him was a good enough way to let him know that. He liked seeing all of those moles on his body, specifically when he had on his inner thigh. It was something only he got to see, and he was the first boy to see it. He felt special. Oh yeah, Shio had a great dick, so that definitely was a plus. He was just felt so lucky to be in the same bed as someone so gorgeous and sculpted. He had never seen someone look so perfect. Leaning over Cheryl, began being sure not to accidentally brush his dick because that would have been a big sticky mess at the wrong time. He reached into his chest and pulled out a bottle of lube. The Matt spread his legs apart and began to finger himself to warm up. He tried his best to keep his noises to a minimum, but some of them he couldn't help. Some of them were on purpose to turn Cheryl on even more. Cheryl watched in absolute awe. He had never seen something hotter and had never been more jealous of three fingers before. He was also impressed Matt could take three fingers and should have had more. He had never seen someone look so cute, so hot at the same time. Matt was some type of freak of nature. Hunk. Even when he was fingering himself. The whole reason he talked Matt in the first place, he thought he was so impossibly cute, and was like he needed proof Matt was real. His co-worker Keith and Lance also persuaded him into it. They convinced him to put his number on Matt's cup. Maybe the idea was stupid and cheesy, but he did it anyways. Even it meant he could lose his job. He had tried it, it paid off. He was about to fuck the cutest thing on this side of the Mississippi. Aww. He loved just being with Matt. Everything about him was warm and soft. He had such a vibrant personality. It's almost impossible to not smile when we were with him. You were with him or Shio. Loved that. He loved that Matt looked at Shio like he put the stars in the sky. It was only because Shio looked at him the same way. He loved the way Matt... Yes. Inside joke. Yes. Let this be our own inside joke. No one will get. Except I read live. Okay. Cheryl looked the same way. He loved the way Matt's eyes lit up when he talked about whatever nerd research he was working on, and even though Cheryl really didn't understand a lot of it, he loved just to listen and let Matt talk about what made him happy. Matt deserves to be happy. He missed his family. His family was on the other side of the country in Oregon, while he was in Boston for college. He loved when Matt was happy. Finally, Matt had finished warming up himself and beginning to straddle Cheryl again, slowly lowering himself down on Cheryl's memory. At first, it was a bit jerky and awkward. Their size difference made the motion a bit hard at first, pun intended, but eventually they settled into an even rhythm, and man, it felt great. Matt loved having Cheryl inside him. He loved how loud Cheryl was in bed because it was so much a contrast to how he was in public. He loved how loud Cheryl made Matt in bed because it just felt that good. And he didn't have any other response than screaming, expecting in Cheryl's name. He also cried out for Jesus' help at least 6 times. Jesus. Oh my god, nope. Cheryl loved the feeling of Matt. He was tight and warm, and fuck did the boy know how to ride. Like, man, he was making Cheryl feel ways he didn't know he could feel. Being with a woman and being with Matt felt different. They both felt amazing. They just felt different. One was like pizza, and then it was like ice cream. They both were great. They both somehow have dairy, and then they're just different. Cheryl loved both. And I am Cheryl. Okay, I need a pausing for a minute. I need a fucking, I don't know, blow my nose. This is fucking, yeah, this is on pause. I will read more. Oh, it's a. Okay, I'm going back to reading. I'm good. And they were done, Matt. Okay. Where the fuck was I? Eventually, both boys finished screaming out the other's name in unmanageable pleasure. Okay. Neither have never heard their own names sound so great. When they were done, Matt rolled off of Cheryl and cuddled up next to him, excited to get the melt to him, like he was thinking about earlier. We didn't use a condom. Cheryl, nope, said Cheryl, having a moment of physically realization as he began to rub his back into Matt's chest to get more comfortable. I won't have safe sex, kid, said Matt, placing his hand in the crook of Cheryl's neck, taking an invisible audience. We should clean up, said Cheryl, closing his eyes, hoping Matt wouldn't agree. Yes, we should, said Matt, tightly hitting his grip on Cheryl. They fell asleep. They were both happy. They both deserved to be happy. I don't know. Yes, we're done now. We're done. Done with the story! We're done with the story! Story's done! Alex, do you want more? I can see if I can find more. I will read more. Or read another smut ship of... I could be coots. A lovely coots. Okay, 1 minute. Come on, go back. Oh, shot. Not what? I'm finding more. Trying to find it. I'm about to ring Angus. No, Angus. No, Angus. Everybody. Fluff. Shut. No. It's okay, paper. It's okay, Alex. I don't mind. I'm trying to find more. There's like... No. Nope. If I have to read the first one, I will read the first one. And when did we manage to stop her? Why is that so cute? I'll read that later. I will read that later. On my own. Dear Lord Jesus. Aww. But yeah, I'm gonna stop this. Because I can't find no more. But yeah, I'm gonna end this. Bye, guys.